Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Lone Wolf, while you may not have been first, rest in the fact that you were before Philip. Philip was not first.
And Zombie, I mean, so first of all, every month is a milestone to us. But you also can say no, that you don't want to share it. The choice is yours. Third time.
8 months is not a milestone. I mean,
It is. Every month.
it kind of is.
Milestone to
1
us.
month.
I feel like
3
every day I
months.
wake up is a milestone.
What kind of milestone is that, Jason?
That I made it to another day.
Okay. I thought that was where you were going with that.
Philip said I called dibs on perpetual first.
That's not how that works.
I don't think that.
But good try.
I don't think that is how that.
You're not allowed to have dibs, Philip. It's not how it works,
Nope.
Mr. Guy.
Nope. That is not how it works, buddy.
I mean, really though, T-Schmid, the choice is pretty much always yours
The choice is yours.
in most things.
Lies.
Might not always feel like it. The
They're
choices might not always be great.
They're always yours.
always yours.
There is no lie being told there. It may not be a great choice. It's still yours to make. It reminds me of I sat and read a bunch of nonsense to Jen last night from
Oh.
A lot of basically dad jokes. It was.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was a bunch of really bad
joke
dad
after
jokes,
joke
but
after dad joke.
I still think they were funny as hell.
So
But
Jason does like the occasional dad joke.
He loves them. Don't let him fool you into thinking he doesn't.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Valthorn has a paint question. If I get a smooth, even coat of Pro Acryl, should it have a slight shine to it? Depends on the color. Is
Well,
a
and it
satin
depends
or
on how much
gloss?
you've thinned it down, and
Yeah. What color is it that you're using? How did you apply it?
There's a lot of variables there that can change the result dramatically.
remember that in general terms, a paint will become glossier the more you thin it down. So if you're doing a lot of thin glaze layers, then you can be pretty much assured that your paint will not be as matte as Pro Acryl is known to be in the end. Which is why we make it to where you don't have to use as many layers to paint with Pro Acryl.
Outside the announcements they made every morning over the intercom at my high school always ended in, make it a great day, or not. The choice is yours.
Jeez.
That is,
I think that's perfect.
yep. We are all in control of that.
You are in control of your destiny.
It's very empowering to know that the way your day turns out is up to you.
Now that doesn't mean you can't have a bad day. You can definitely have a bad day. We all have
What?
them.
Bad days?
They happen.
What's that?
It's okay to get mad about it sometimes, but you gotta let it go. Don't hang on to it. Not worth it.
It's true. Wise words. Wise words.
Turn the day around.
How's everyone doing today? Y'all having a good day? I know it's been a busy Wednesday here at Monument HQ. Everyone prepping. Gabe and Chris were about to leave us for a short time.
I don't know who lets these people have days off.
Yeah. It's almost like,
Jen.
well, I feel like it's not just Jen.
Oh, it's just Jen.
Give them the time. They're allowed to take it. It's their responsibility to make sure that they're prepared and that things don't fall apart when they're gone. But when people have time off,
So you're saying we can blame Gabe?
Got it. They have their allotted time off. They should take it. They abuse things and don't prepare before they leave. Consequence.
Problem solved, Jason. We can just blame Gabe for everything.
Is that what we did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And we just do that. And
It's a lot of
Chris.
stress on Gabe.
And Chris. Depends on the thing that we're talking about. Some things, Gabe definitely his fault. Some other things, 100% Christopher's fault.
How do you know which is which?
Jason, we just know.
You just know.
we just know. You and I, we know.
Just Rex said, picked up some Pro Curl Red Earth texture for some Martian bases.
Ooh,
Plan
nice.
to use a flesh wash over the top, then dry brush.
Yep.
What
Excellent.
color would you recommend for the dry brush from your line?
Well, flesh wash.
Red Earth, flesh wash.
Depends. If you want it to go into the oranges, you could do like burnt orange. Dark warm flesh works really well in that too. If you just plan to do one dry brush, the dark warm flesh works great because it'll pick up a lot of that high contrast peaking on the texture. Those are all good.
Back to Valthorn, who had asked about the shine.
Uh-huh.
It was burnt red. Didn't thin it beyond the moisture in my brush.
No, then the
shine-
intention is for it to be very matte.
Shine is slight but noticeable. If it's a side effect of thinning, then it's fine. Was it overing? I don't know.
I mean, I've definitely
Ask the questions, I don't think, but
it definitely very well could have just been, a little bit of paint in your brush, or maybe something else from some other remnant in your brush, perhaps mixing in with it, causing a little bit of that weirdness.
But no, burnt red is a matte finish color.
Yes, it is a matte finish color.
Candace said, all things going on considered, I'm doing pretty okay. How are you? Okay, we're doing pretty good. You Schmidt been banging your head against various problems. Feels impossible, but most are actually almost solved. You know what I know is that we've gotten through every hard thing that we've been faced with so far in life. All of us.
Yes.
It's true.
You can do it.
We believe in you. Even if you don't believe in yourself.
We believe in the power of you.
Player J, hello. Just noticed Baby J priming the crock. Where'd Prometheus go?
Prometheus is taking a break. He was tired of teaching robots things and decided that he really just needed a quick vacation.
Yeah.
So he'll be back in short order.
Future burnout is real.
Let me translate that for you guys. Baby J's lazy and doesn't want to work on it right now.
That's
J
certainly
burnout is real.
terminology that you could use to describe it. Not sure I would use said terminology, but it's a fair approximation.
The teachers get burned out and the painters get burned out. It's okay. Same bird, different day for old Prometheus.
Same bird, different day.
Speaking of birds,
Ugh.
I went to lunch and we were sitting outside because it was lovely.
Did you get pooped on?
No,
Oh.
thank goodness. But birds, they were everywhere in that place. Like right when we sat down, one came just swooping through and poof, right in front of my face.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh my god, like I can't stand birds. So terrible.
If it makes you feel any better, Jen, I'm pretty sure most people that I know would have the exact same reaction, including me.
I mean, there were like 50 other people that didn't seem bothered by the birds out there at all.
Well, if a bird like flapped up at me, I would have that exact same reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Why I don't like the birds, because they do that. Sometimes you need a head empty, just paint kind of day.
Yeah,
That is true.
this is going to be a nice, relaxing, just kind of get the model done in one session sort of game plan, and then we can go back to painting Prometheus tomorrow.
Player J said the lizard model has amazing texture. I had a blast painting mine.
Yeah, it's super cool. I also was like looking at this the other day and I was like, why the heck is this model in like 4 different colors? So I was just like, this guy needs a little bit of love.
Wait, what happened? You had already painted it?
I
No.
So
He uses
yeah,
it as a test model.
yeah.
Oh. Gotcha. Lone Wolf said, I'm about to start painting my first miniature ever, a Tyrannid Termagant
Termagant.
Termagant. Any advice, as I have lots of nerves in getting started? Oh, don't be. It's fun.
Just jump right in.
Yeah. Yep.
Pick the colors you like. Go for it. Make it something fun, and don't worry about the end of it. Enjoy the learning of painting.
Yeah.
It is really, and that may sound, tongue in cheek, kumbaya, but that's really it.
And as you're seeing right now, if there's something about it that you want to change, you can change it. It's easy. Look at Jordan's doing it right now.
Yeah, that's what I did. This guy was in like 5 different colors before. Half of his cloak was red.
Baby J is literally the king of repainting models.
I am.
Just don't eat the paint, you'll be fine.
Hey, I get great results.
Yeah.
You can't say no to that. Proof is in the pudding, or in this case, proof is in the Baby J. But I like pudding, so that works too. But only certain kinds of puddings. Vanilla, not for me. It's all about the chocolate pudding. And also not into that, like, caramel, butterscotch. Too much sugar for me. Too sweet. Jen's like butterscotch.
Butterscotch and caramel. Both.
I do like caramel, and I do like butterscotch. I don't like them as a part of that. Not saying that, like, your pudding should be savory, which sounds awful.
Bacon pudding!
That sounds less awful.
Well, so thank you. I told myself you don't get better by not starting. That is 100% true.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, too, it's just paint.
Yeah.
It's not permanent ink on a pad of paper.
Pistachio pudding. Yum. Yours.
Alrighty. And to the white we go.
Gross. You're not wrong, Punisher, but that's gross. Cold gravy is kind of like a savory pudding.
Ew. Gross.
Well, he's not wrong.
I know.
Well, I also don't like cold gravy. Cold gravy sounds gross.
I don't know that many people do.
Gloopy and nasty.
But it is going to be a fact of life soon, for those of you who have Thanksgiving leftovers, that the gravy does get a little pudding-like when you put it in the fridge.
Yeah, but you can always heat it back up.
You definitely have to heat it
yeah,
up. But you have to experience, like, you have to interact with it in its pudding state before you can warm it up. Gentries, that's not the direction we were looking to go with Lone Wolf. Gentries Mini said, conversely, trying is the first step toward failure. No.
What a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to say.
One time somebody gave you a bacon jelly bean and it was downright vile. That does sound terrible. But you know what? Like a bacon jam or a pepper jam, so good.
Yes, so good.
I don't think I've ever had a bacon jam before.
Really?
No.
I got us one not too long ago for like cheese and cracker night, cheese and bread night.
Oh, that's what it was.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And then I had the pepper jam on my turkey sandwich at Gamer's Guild.
Oh, was that good?
It was. I liked that sandwich a lot. Lone Wolf said, "Are there any starter products from your line you would recommend picking up?" I mean, we do have a starter paint set. Do you have any of our products? Our starter paint set is 12 colors. It's 10 of our most popular regular paint colors, and then 2 washes, and it comes with 3 brushes as well.
It's a great deal.
All of the colors, all of the paints that are in that set are in other sets as well. So if you already have some of our paint sets, that's probably not the set that you want.
Yeah, I when we say starter products, all of our products are starter products because they're just paint that's meant to help artists be better. And we say it all the time. A great artist can make any tool work. But a great tool makes everybody that uses it a better artist. And we make great tools. So even though it says Pro Acrylic on the bottle, it's meant for you so that you feel more like a pro.
Oh, the failure is, or trying is the first step toward failure is a Homer Simpson quote. Failures are just learning experiences the vast majority of the time. So maybe it's the first step toward learning. Yep.
That's spin doctoring.
How to find success. Fail, try again, repeat until success is found.
Repeat until you get it.
Well, don't keep trying it exactly the same way, though.
Yeah, it does help to change it up.
That's the definition of insanity, right? It's doing something over and over and expecting.
Yes.
Expecting a different result.
Yeah.
But guys, I knew that this would work eventually. Like, no. Mm-mm.
Best advice I've heard is the biggest difference between an apprentice and his master is that the master has failed more times than the apprentice has tried.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
Who is that?
All kinds of fortune cookie-like
source.
sayings here. It's awesome.
Look at you delivering the wisdom.
Yes,
like that.
Red Spartan, that is a good step to make sure we include that in the fail, try again, repeat until success is found. Is he said, I forgot to add, learn from the failure. Yes. You got to learn from the failure step.
Yeah, trying to understand what went wrong. That was a good starting point to figuring out how to do it right.
Blood Monkey, hello. Doing well. Hope you are too. Player J Jason went to preview the new venue for Adepticon.
Ooh.
He said
Very
it was,
cool.
he spoke very highly of it, said it was really nice.
Excellent. I am so excited to check it out next year.
It's very cool. Very, very cool.
Can you, Mud Monkey wants to know if you can recommend some 75mm scale alien species dioramas. I
That
know
is very
chat
specific.
probably has some input there.
Yeah.
But chat, if you got some ideas.
My brain. See what I did there? Bad
Oh,
idea.
Panda, thanks for asking. We, I don't know which one specifically you're asking about. Jason and I have had 3 recent
You guys have been so busy.
nights out. We've been very social lately. We went to dinner and a comedy show on Saturday, and then Monday and Tuesday evenings, both, we had dinner with friends, and all of them were fantastic. We had a really nice time. Game delay having some good failures. Sorry. I got a little tickle. All right, Game Delay said, I'm having some good failures with my first kill team. 28mm is hard, y'all. Mastery, here I come.
Which kill team are you doing? Game Ed Elay. All right, I'm done with the compressor. I'm gonna go turn it off.
Okay, Coddle said, love the Mad Cat. Yeah, the Jordan was air pushing.
Slowly but surely building up, spending way too much time creating this color is what I'm doing. But whatever.
Are you having fun?
Yes,
Then,
it's working. So
Then there you go.
it's fine. It's fine. I didn't put any on this side. Rats.
time to I'm gonna paint some skin on a lizard man. Lizard. Yeah.
Papa Chicken said, "Baby J, did you play some more MWO last night?
You know what's really funny? I
Were
did.
you at all into BattleTech before?"
No, I've never really been a huge BattleTech guy. One of my friends that I play video games with on a very regular basis is a big BattleTech guy. He's played that game for a long time, and he's got it back on the brain. So that means that I am partaking of BattleTech with my friends, and it's a good time.
Game Delay said, "Corsair Void Scarred."
Playing a Fafnir, having a lot of fun with it. Blowing up some stompy robots. It's great.
Is that? Did they still do it where you're playing with the free mech? There's a free Fafnir?
Yeah, there's a free Fafnir. Yeah, it's Fafnir 5.
Those go in rotation.
They do go in rotation.
Weekly rotation.
Although I will probably buy the Fafnir because I'm really enjoying it so far. It's got the 2 heavy Goss and 3 LRMs. Pretty sure. Yeah. But, yes.
Lone Wolf said, "Once I heard you were based out of Arizona, I'm all in on supporting fellow
Awesome.
Americans."
Hey.
Thank you. Are you in Arizona? Or no, just US? Chuck said, "Not a huge BattleTech guy. Once again, proving Baby J is wrong."
I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying MechWarrior Online,
Thank you for the follow, Lone
Well,
Wolf.
also BattleTech is good too.
right?
They are kind of the same ish thing.
Michael Payne's Minis. "I am an MW fan. MW5 Mercs or MWO, although I feel that MW5 is less of a grind." What do these letters stand for?
Mech Warrior. The MW. Okie dokie. Right. Green. We use yellow green.
Fafnir? That seems like a made-up word.
Yeah, the Fafnir's hitboxes were always crappy. I didn't like mine. I never played it. Too slow.
It is very slow mech.
I'm a medium and heavy player in that game. Although I will also say that I field a lot of clan lights. I was during one of the events, and I don't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't know. I'm assuming they still do. They did big worldwide events, and I was the world's top adder player.
Oh, nice. Nice. Will's been playing a funky light. It was like a Lynx or something.
Lynx, you miss Lynx?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was running around with a big old laser, shooting things from forever away with that light mech. Very funny.
Yeah. I ran a LB-10 adder. It's not a very fast light mech, but I would get up with the brawlers and be right at the heavies' feet and blow their legs off with, and then run away before they could get me.
That's awesome.
I would wait for the big guys to run in and start knocking it around, and then I'd jump in with them.
That's awesome.
As the little dude.
I love it.
If Jen were to pilot a mech, your money would be on her picking a Templar. I feel like Jen would.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I can't say that because Jen doesn't like the really fast movement on the screen. I was going to say she could play a spider because I think she would like the jumping around. Play the spider that has like one large laser.
Yeah, the movement was definitely a weird adjustment for me because in that game I was also playing a light with a big old laser. I forget what I was playing, but it was one of the free mechs.
Yeah, my
Game
favorite.
Delay said, "If you're not a huge BattleTech guy, does that mean you're a small one? That
Yes.
makes you
Yes.
infantry, and that seems dangerous."
I am I am in fact a baby BattleTech guy.
And yes, all words are made up, but
I heard it.
some of them seem fake made up.
I had to check to make sure that Jason caught it.
I heard it. It was horrible.
Well, would you expect any better from me when it comes to jokes like that?
I mean, that'll check with your 10-year-old. So it's quite fun. When you say the little starter, the one with just 2 mechs, 1v1, that's a great way to learn the game. We played a game a few Fridays back when we were doing our company staff meeting that Jen set up at Gamers Guild, local store. And we got in a game of Battletech with 4 of us, each piloting a single mech. That was a lot of fun. Always a good time. Game went pretty quick. That was Philip and Gabe and me and Jacob, chair guy.
How many mechs would you normally pilot in a 1v1 game? Like heads up?
Well, it depends on the scenario, but you talk in terms of lances and stars. So for clan, you have a star of 5.
Got it. Okay.
And for Intersphere, you have 4.
Got it.
But that takes forever. So you generally are trying, like we've talked about in the past, you want to try to write a scenario that is not about kill 'em all. Right, that gives you more to do. Yeah, because it would take, I don't know, 8 days to kill off an entire lance of mechs.
Kaz, thank you. I like the way you said that. Kaz said, "Hello, Monument Hobbies. I keep ordering your products and keep finding them all to rock."
I like that they all 2 rocks. That's awesome.
Racing pace this time, and they're great. Awesome. Question, if I may, how does one use the fluorescent paint? I can't seem to figure them out.
White base coat.
Yep.
You need to put something bright like white underneath them, a solid opaque white, and then over the top go the fluorescents because they are very translucent. So you're not going to find that they give you good coverage until you put them over white. So start there. We've got a really good video, I think, on YouTube. Or did that one get pulled?
Which one?
The fluorescent.
It did get pulled.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
YouTube link up, but
Yeah. There's a short, I
still
believe,
put it up 'cause
from some time ago.
it's still
Yep.
useful.
But yeah, that we don't
The
have to
fire one's a really good one.
So you guys can see here, I'm mixing up some of this yellow-green with some glaze and wash medium and a little bit of water just to give it a little bit better flow. And I'm just layering this on top of the brighter color, which I started with because I want this, what's it called? Doctor's coat to still be white. So I'm just working in these thin layers, building up the color on top of it. I'm starting with the brighter color before going to the darker colors so that I can use the progressive darker shadows to create more depth and complexity to the scales and stuff as I go. So, cool application for the glaze and wash medium. If you're looking for something where you're utilizing a brighter base coat as a starting point.
Papa Chicken said, "Are you building those highlights up with a glaze, Jason?"
Yeah, this is a glaze of white. You can see how thin the white is. So this last step is a glaze. The other ones were too, I guess, but they were all just like single coat passes to give you an idea for opacity. Because this is supposed to be on these Snow Ravens, almost a white, like a really dingy, greenish, bright greenish gray. I'm not using any grays. This has all been done with a dark yellow green and then warm flesh. But you can see where I'm getting, right? So I'll let these steps of white dry and then I'll attack them again with another layer. The white will be the only one that is what I consider to be a true filtering glaze that I do multiple steps to build it up where I want it. The other ones were just like layering with less opaque colors. because there's really only one step for each of them. This one I put glaze and wash medium and a lot of water into to get it the consistency I want. And notice how it desaturates that whole color, moves it further from the actual green so it works better with the jade. But it's a really thin consistency. Notice how it draws up into the brush really far, and then look at the coverage. It's almost non-existent.
That's some crazy pressure buildup. Okay.
Grimdark Ozark, hello.
Hello. It is Wednesday. It's something.
Yep. Crazy. I don't know how it's already Wednesday. I'm
I
already
know,
almost
right?
done with Wednesday.
I woke up this morning and had the same thought. It's like, oh my gosh.
What was the thought?
Oh, it's just like
Oh, is it
it's already Wednesday. This week is
This
going
week
by.
is flying, yeah.
Last week was like that too.
Jen mentioned that we've done so much this week already, and for me, I'm like, I'm just glad I have a night where I don't have to do anything tonight.
Yeah, tonight we don't have to do it. Watch Survivor.
Today's what, the 13th, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Excited for, I believe it's Saturday then, 13, 14, 15, 16, when the next couple of chunks of the Arcane show come out.
They're releasing it in twos?
So they release, so it's 9 episodes and they do 3 episodes at a time.
Okay.
Over the course of 3 weeks. Which I actually kind of like. I generally prefer to have all my episodes at once so I can just kind of watch them at my leisure. And not have to feel like I'm waiting constantly for a show. But I think this is a acceptable compromise.
Yeah.
3 episodes is a good amount. Like a good night's worth of just sitting down and watching shows. You wait a week or two and not too bad. But it's definitely shaping up to be a good ending to this arc of the story. It was good. Very interesting seeing a company that I have always experienced having a relatively weak lore. Because I mean, I started playing their games 10 years ago, and they've slowly developed little bits of lore over the course of that time. It's really interesting seeing them have something that's fully developed into an actual TV show. That's good. A weird experience. Especially considering how hard it is to find good movies these days.
Again, when glazing, get most of the color off of the brush. Seems counterintuitive, but you don't want to load when you're dealing with very, very watery paint. You want it to still only go where your brush stroke goes. And in order to guarantee that, you need to make sure you don't have a whole lot of thin paint on your brush. Otherwise, you'll just get big droplets of paint that you're trying to push around, and they get really inconsistent and nasty.
Fresh said that white glaze just inspired me to try that with ivory for some skeleton boys.
Yep. Works great.
Ghost Hunter. Roadside Miniatures, hello.
What's up, Roadside? How you doing?
Glazing bright colors like this is the most difficult. If you're not confident in your glazing skills, do it on a test model before you go into something you love.
It can definitely be a challenge.
Because you're putting so much contrast on there, your brush marks may show quite a bit more.
If you were going to try a new technique, would you just like watch videos and then just go for it, or would you practice it first?
Me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, anybody, I guess, even like, yeah, just in general.
I mean, I would just go for it, but I'm also crazy.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a biased question a little bit in this
Yeah.
room because you guys are both really confident painters.
I think that as you start out, it's always great to test it on something. I always say that we all have Space Marines laying around that aren't going to be for anything. Use your old Space Marines to your advantage and grab a model and, you know, run a test on it. Hey, I really want to try this. Pick a part of the model and paint it up, you know, the way that this new idea you have or this thing you've seen. A lot of people will do that while they're watching the video, you know. You just pause the video. That's the glory of YouTube, right? Pause the video at each step. Go do the step. See how you like it.
It's amazing, isn't it? Just
Yeah,
technology.
I'm jealous
all
as
this.
hell.
Yeah, I know. You didn't
Had I
have
been
that.
growing up with this ability, holy cow. Limitless possibilities.
The funny thing is, this is still a relatively recent occurrence when it comes to hobby stuff. I mean, I remember back in the day when my best ability to like look at cool painted models was looking at like Cool Stuff Inc. or not Cool Stuff.
Yeah, Cool Mini or Not or
Yeah,
Daka
Cool Mini or
Daka.
Not. Yeah.
Looking on the forums,
Yep.
voting and thumbs upping the models you thought were really rad. You know, all that stuff's cool.
Ghost Hunter uses an old Sigmarine as a painting victim.
Yep.
Yep.
Source said, I don't really have any models laying around that are not for something other than the ones I specifically bought to do my testing on.
There you go.
That works too. Have some that are
We have
just-
some of those. They're called texture trainers.
Yeah. Flapjack said, I watch a couple videos and then test it on something. Even if what I'm testing it on is the model I'm trying to paint, and I'll just paint over it if I don't like it. Yep,
That's also totally fine.
yep.
Also a great way to look at it.
We were just at dinner last night talking about how many times Leonardo da Vinci redid the Mona Lisa.
Oh, how many?
Lots.
Okay.
Yeah, like they've done X-rays where they can tell what layers, like
Oh,
how many
really?
layers there are, and like even done digital renderings of what it would look like if he had stopped.
Crazy.
But the people we were out to dinner with last night had gone to a Da Vinci museum in Italy,
Oh, wow.
and they learned that he used to just carry it around in his suitcase when he traveled.
That's crazy.
And
Just work on it
paint
randomly.
Yeah.
Just whip it out and start painting on it.
Did he use a D100? Probably.
I mean,
Did he reprime? I don't know. Panic bomb. Hello. Roadside miniatures. You'd be happier if the weather didn't suck.
what's the weather
Do you
doing
live
over
in
there?
do you live in a cold place? Because it's a little early to already be bummed about the weather. You're gonna have a long winter, I think.
I'm enjoying the heck out of our weather right now.
Ours is not winter.
Yeah.
We won't talk about what our weather is like here today. When someone like Roadside Miniatures said the weather sucks.
What kind of weather are you having over there? Is it like super cold and nasty? Uh-oh. Something's on fire. There's a fire truck out there. If you guys can't hear it. Pretty loud. Trying to figure out what color I want to use for my next like darker shadow for this green. And I think I'm gonna incorporate a little bit of either Payne's gray or like a brown color. Probably Payne's gray would work good. Where are you, Payne's gray? Nice little cool color. Darken this up. Especially since there's going to be a little bit more blue and cooler colors on the model. I think it will tie in really well. We got a bunch of this water on the base, so having this to pair with it, I think will look really nice. We're gonna mix that up.
I like that.
Oh, that looks nice.
Now I gotta do yellows.
Yay! Yellows.
And the funny thing is I think I'm gonna do the yellows from the dark green too, which means I should have just painted all the things dark yellow green. But I wasn't, not a smart man.
It's not about being smart. It's about just having different ideas at different times.
Well, my initial thing was I would start from orange, but then we did the cockpit orange, and so now that means I don't want to have my yellow start with orange. And because we have that greenish under my off-white that I've created, I think carrying that line forward would be a lot better. Well, that's what we'll do.
You're in San Diego and you're complaining about the weather.
Can't
Can't have that conversation.
Yeah, no, you don't get that.
Nope.
That's not a thing
Not
that you can
allowed.
do here. We're
I
on to
feel
you.
validated now.
We're on to you. We call that shenanigans.
Man, it's like 65 or 70 degrees here. Dude,
Oh,
freezing.
SD is South Dakota. Okay. All right. You're allowed. Not as bad as North Dakota, but South Dakota's definitely.
South Dakota gets really cold.
North Dakota's colder. Aren't there oil paintings from Da Vinci's time that are technically not dry due to the lower layer still being kind of workable, but the top layer not? I mean, maybe. Imagine if old Da Vinci had noosh.
I would be really interested to like talk with a painter from that day and age, just to like have them experience some of the things like in art that are going on like nowadays.
I don't think any of them are alive anymore.
No, I know, but like just imagine if you could sit down and like have a conversation with like one of the
Yes.
like greatest artists.
Yeah.
You know, I think it would be a really fascinating conversation. Have them experience some of the craziness that we view as art nowadays. Well, comparatively to what they would view.
Is Mike here? This is a perfect chance to buy Jordan a Ouija board.
Flapjack, I'm going to be honest
Don't egg
with
'em
you. When I started talking about the story, I had to really make sure I intentionally said the correct one. Because I was about to say DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio instead of Da Vinci.
They both start with a D for their last name, so that's cheating.
Let's start with a Leonardo. A D. The weather in my swamp has been pretty glorious. Less humidity, heat, and rain. Ghost Hunter said Pro Meth Jesus sure looks different today.
Yep.
Had a
He's
bit of a transformation.
Yep. He's didn't go to the dermatologist for a couple of days, and he's looking a lot more green and significantly more scaly than normal.
Cliff Jumper loves to see the MCP models getting painted.
They make great stuff, man.
Panic
Some
Bomb said
fun
cool
models to paint.
Scorpion, Baby J. He's my favorite Iron Man villain.
Scorpion? Huh?
That's one of those live long and prosper, force be with you jokes.
And the
Oh.
surfer and the what was the one that they kept
Yeah,
going around
Silver
saying?
Surfer
Yeah.
and Iceman.
Got it. I'm being jokested on.
Yes. Got it in one.
Just because I'm gullible and happy all the time does not mean y'all can make fun of me all the time.
Back to your it would be
Right.
cool to talk to an artist from a long time ago. Red Spartan said it would give him a heart attack. A banana on the wall being considered art.
Right?
What would they think of Banksy?
Like the...
I mean, Banksy, that he does some neat stuff. there's some real creativity in his compositions. It's, there's not a lot of like technique of what you would call like painterly technique or fine art technique in it. But hey,
some of his murals are cool, but then he does some weird stuff like where the art was like a drawing or something, and then you immediately shredded it and destroyed it.
it was like
It was
like one of
art.
his template art things, and as soon as it was sold at auction, it shredded and went up in value.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Some crazy stuff.
He was standing in the crowd with a remote control.
Who was the artist who used to do like really big public art installations, kind of in the same, not style, but like the same kind of, what do you call it? Like mysterious way that Banksy does, where like you don't really know who he is. And
Basquiat?
no, it wasn't Basquiat. He did, there was one where, I don't know, it was in Europe somewhere, and it just like he went out somewhere like a park or something and just covered a whole bunch of stuff in white fabric. Like these are big art installations that just kind of pop up out of nowhere. Now I have to Google it and figure it out. Do you guys in chat know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
Search for
It's too mysterious.
mystery artist.
Was he a street artist like Banksy?
Yeah, I think.
Wildly expensive fine art is a way to launder money. I mean, tons of people have done so. Since that stuff at high value is able to take loans out against as an asset. It's how people launder money with homes and real estate.
Christo. Yeah, okay, his name is Christo.
Christopher
I
Masucci?
said Christopher if I meant Christopher.
No, I'm
Christo.
making a joke that it's Christopher Masucci in disguise is the joke that I'm making. Our very own Christopher.
He would cover things in white fabric.
Interesting.
And then hang bananas on them.
Hang bananas on. Is this a poop joke? Is this supposed to be a poop joke?
You know.
Known for monumental art projects that would redefine public spaces, landmarks, and natural landscapes, often by augmenting or concealing their natural appearance with miles of fabric. The mattress firm, yes. All the mattress stores are very, very suspicious.
Yeah. We joke about that here.
Go Sue, hello.
There was a mattress store across from the old game store I used to go to, and it looked like a bunch of Russian mafia or Eastern European mafia because they were always in like Puma tracksuits.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And nobody was ever in that store except for the dudes with the Puma tracksuits and the cell phones out front talking all the time. You know? Everybody's like, oh no, they're just wheeling and dealing. They sell mattresses to like, you know, hotels. And
It's all about volume.
I'm like, you don't need a retail storefront to sell mattresses if you're selling them wholesale.
In fact, it's probably better for you to not have one.
It's so
Like a
fun
lot
to-
of mattress stores are fronts for other stuff. There are reasons why mattress stores work as well as fronts. They have low inventory turnover and high cost items.
Sounds like somebody's a professional.
Joke that you're getting to your dad that you're getting him a tracksuit as a gag gift. You should do it. CVS and Walgreens are a scam. They are always across the street from each other.
Trying to think if that is always the case.
No,
Sometimes the
think
case.
so.
It's not always.
definitely not.
We've got one right here, and there's
I
not
was about to
another
say,
one around.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is like, is the one down here
Yeah.
a Walgreens
They're
or a
all in
CVS?
similar areas, but
Your wife worked at a charter school, and about 5 years after she left, it was shut down because the mafia owned it.
Weird.
I mean,
government
I'm
funds.
laughing, but yeah, they get government funds.
That'd be a perfect front.
Sometimes the warehouse is just the showroom in front of the manufacturing area. Who knows what's going on. They all look like little boxes, though, like little square buildings. What could they be making in there? It's all underground, literally. Do B2B marketing for Temper Sealy. I don't know if any storefronts. Don't know of any storefronts for the hospitality side of the business. Yeah, Mr. Hilton's not walking into the mattress firm saying I need to get supplies for my chain of hotels.
Yeah, somebody that works for them just calls the number and goes, I want X amount of mattresses and I'll pay this amount.
Osu said, Jason, I feel like this mech is a great showcase for your blue-green line.
We're using a lot of greens. And now, yellow.
What yellows are you picking?
Bismuth.
Bismuth yellow? Nice. It's a good pick. I like bismuth yellow. Getting a little bit of warm gray on the shirt.
Guy like exploding out of this.
Yeah, he's a lizard.
It's a model I give Dallas the most crap about.
What?
It's a model I give Dallas the most crap about.
Really?
Yeah, because like you got to move that guy around the table. How unimmersive is it to have the freaking water spout and the thing following around?
I'm surprised you don't give him more crap about Amazing Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man is the other one.
Yeah, that one's real bad. I mean, this is a cool pose for this model, but
they're all
100%
great
agree with
posing.
you.
Yeah, they're great, fantastic
It
poses
is cool,
for.
but yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in a game, right?
Yeah, it's hard to move them around the table for me just because I'm a stickler for that stuff. I like what the.
But it would be really cool, like on a shelf.
Yeah, it's just a great display statue. Yeah. Which I totally understand. It just makes the models fun to paint, which is awesome. But yeah, you've got like one of the Spider-Mans jumping over a newspaper stand.
Yep.
One of them on a light post.
Miles Morales. I think Gwen Stacy's doing that too.
Jordan, are you going to be playing this game, or are you just painting this?
I already played this game.
But you just haven't used it.
Correct.
Model, or? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I own a lot of models for this game.
Yeah.
Many more than I have painted.
Oh, do you play with them unpainted?
I mean, yeah. I prefer to play with them painted. I know. That's just life sometimes.
I know you're not supposed to, but if you really want to play a game and you have this stuff and you finished it, then it'll be a bummer that you can't paint. You can't play the game.
Jason's like, he hasn't done it?
No. We're not here to
why I don't play games.
Play games. We're here to paint models.
Don't worry, Jason. You can say it. Go ahead and say it. I'm ready for it. My body's ready. My soul's ready.
We love you.
Oh, that was not what I was expecting. That was not the reaction I was expecting.
I told you, I've retrained myself to avoid HR conflicts.
Yeah, I was like, I'm more expecting something along the lines of, Baby J, you're fired.
Chat Byron.
There you go. There it is.
Chat Byron.
Is it weird that I feel uncomfortable when he doesn't say it? I don't know what that says.
Grimdark Ozark said, "Ooh, pick me." I don't know about that. You might think it's fun. You
What, working here?
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom.
Swamp in Phoenix and I'll be there? No.
Why do you need a swamp? Why must you have swamp?
You will have swamp butt
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that automatic.
when you come here. Is that close enough for you?
It'll feel a little swampy sometimes.
What'd you say you're doing tonight, babe? You're watching Survivor?
Yeah.
What'd you have for lunch?
I went to Lucy's.
Lucy's.
Had avocado toast.
I was gonna say they have good breakfast all day long.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Crappy parking. Good food.
Well, I went to the one on 12th Street by
Oh, okay.
the orchard place because it was closer for And their parking is fine. The inside is really small though at that one.
Last time I went, the old man that runs the joint was like, "We just started carrying wine. You like wine?" All up in my face.
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm doing 3 bottles for the price of 2." And he started picking bottles and handing them to me. I go, "I'm just here for lunch, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just here for lunch."
What an interesting guy.
I'm like, "I'm just here for lunch, buddy." He was like this 70, 80-year-old dude or whatever.
Funny.
I appreciate the hustle.
Yeah.
Survivor is still on, yes. It's season what, like 40
80 million.
or something like
80
that.
million
It's ridiculous.
indeed.
It's been on forever. Yeah, it wins every Wednesday night. Avocado toast and dive bombing birds. Yes. Delightful time.
Gives me a much colder yellow.
Birds aren't real, so it's okay.
Birds aren't real.
There's a thing you should get rid of if you can see. See that hair?
Oh, yeah.
That is, using a brush long enough, the hair will break, whether it's a sable or a synthetic. So get your clippers, get them in behind the hair, pull the hair down to the ferrule, right, to where it's all the way down to the metal part, and then clip it down at the metal. You don't want to cut it up here.
Putting some dark lines around all the little cutouts on his leg, using some coal black, thinned down a little bit so it goes into the crevices nicely.
Papa Chicken said, "Baby J over there just casually busting out a Killer Croc speed paint that's freaking gorgeous." This guy.
It's all about the process. You start the model in such a way that you have the ability to utilize different techniques than you would normally use that give you a much quicker result, like what I'm doing here. You're able to get some stuff painted real fast.
Grimdark said, "So I recently got the whole paint line from you, but if you do brushes in the giveaway, count me in."
The 5,000 the 5,000 member
Oh.
Discord giveaway.
Oh. Like, are we giving some away? I didn't know that.
Yep.
And when are we doing that?
Well, we have plans to post about it next Thursday.
Okay. We do?
We do. It's on our schedule.
Thursday? I thought it was Tuesday. Is it Thursday?
It is through.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it's Tuesday.
I'm not looking at my calendar.
I'm sorry.
I
It
think
is
it's
Tuesday.
Okay.
It is Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you planning things with someone else now too?
Nope,
I thought it
nope,
was
nope.
Tuesday.
It's you and me, Jen. We're planning those things together. I had the picture in my head wrong. It was backwards.
She gets nasty if you start seeing other people.
I mean,
Don't worry, Jen. You and I are the only ones who are planning these things. No one else. We do have an exciting thing planned for a couple weeks from now that Jen
we have
got
some
me
fun
super
stuff
excited
planned
about.
for just our social media posts.
Yes.
Not anything big and fancy, just like
Yes, social media post related. But it is going to be fun. I'm excited about it.
Gabriel said, do they end Survivor once they finally kick off that last person from season 1? Oh, that guy is in jail, and
What? Yeesh.
this season 1 Survivor winner, I think he went to jail for like tax evasion.
Yeah, well.
The guy that was naked all the time. Yeah. Whiskey Your Family's watching Survivor as well. It's pretty good. I watch it. I watch it by myself at home. Usually, Jason sometimes will sit and watch it for a little bit with me. But I have a group chat with my friends, and
That's so awesome.
So we are texting each other during the show, as if we were sitting next to each other watching. It's nice. They're planning things without me. Sorry to tell you, we should team up against them. They would cry if you sent me brushes. I would cry if anyone made me send brushes. I don't like to give stuff away. That's the thing that you guys will.
That's why you guys
We'll
weren't
learn if
supposed
you don't already
to
know.
talk about it.
They try to do giveaways when I'm not here because they know I don't like it.
Yeah, guys. What the heck?
Very stingy.
You're your own worst enemy, chat.
It's true. This is why chat can't have nice things.
Hey, Slayer Street.
Yeah, Slayer Street, what's going
Ghost
on?
Hunter, you were going to be on Survivor, but they said you were overqualified. Yeah, Richard Hatch. Went to prison for.
That name is familiar.
Yeah, he was the season
That is
one
weird
guy.
that I remember that
He
name.
was naked all the time. People got real mad about it. Like, why would
People
you put
got
clothes
real
on?
mad about it.
He really immersed himself into the Survivor experience.
I mean, he also kind of just used it as a tactic. Just make people uncomfortable. Although I guess it theoretically has negative. People just want to get rid of you.
Did anyone watch 90 Day Fiancé while painting? I watch it while just sitting on my couch. I haven't watched it in a while.
Seems like a very quick period of time, folks. 90 days is not a lot of time.
It's the when I first watched it, I didn't understand. I didn't know what the concept was. I thought it was just two random people and they had 90 days to get to know each other and decide if they wanted to get married. That's what I thought.
Isn't that what it is?
No.
Oh.
It is about people who have fallen in love with someone who lives in another country and they want to get married. So they go through the process of getting the marriage visa, and the 90-day part of it is that visa is only good for 90 days. So from the minute they arrive in America, the clock starts ticking and they have 90 days and they have to get married by the 90th day or that visa is expired and the person goes back.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's these people who've, been in these very long distance relationships who are now living together, most of them on the show at least, for the first time, and determining if they can actually get along in real life.
Weird. Weird to do that in the first place. Weird enough to have it televised.
Hey, love is love, Jordan.
Love is
You
weird sometimes.
You can't help who you fall in love with or where they live.
True. No judgments
I'm
from
just
me.
happy that the person that I love lives here.
Yep. You're a real winner, Jason.
You're not talking about me.
If she's not talking about you, y'all got some other problems you gotta get sorted out.
She's not talking about me.
I won't date someone on the other side of the country, let alone in another country. I wouldn't date someone that lived like 30 miles away from me. That was too far.
Not interested in that. Not trying to drive all the way. Not trying to spend money on gas.
Seriously. I remember when my cousin was dating and she lived in the East Valley and she met a guy who lived in like the Northwest Valley. I'm like, how's that gonna work?
Because I have a car. Like, that doesn't matter.
You also have a child.
I was just talking to a friend of mine, who I grew up with. He was in my Boy Scout troop. He was the scout leader's son, and I knew his brother as well. And I was asking about how his brother was doing, and he gave me like a weird response. He's like, I was like, what the heck does that mean? He's like, well, he's doing great, but his partner like lives in LA half the time. And then they're like swapping back and forth. And I was like, that sounds complicated. He's like, it is. I was like, okay, duly noted. Don't date somebody who works and lives in a different state. and then half the time you're living in one place and half the time you're living in another place. Sounds way too complicated.
Dating someone online, I've seen catfish, not for me. It works, Jason and I. On 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it can certainly work.
Awkwardish said the husband and I were long distance for all of 3 months, and then it was, are we doing this or not? Yeah. Yeah, you have to be really invested. I heard you. Hey, when I think I'm leaving a voicemail and then realize the phone hung up. Call back or just quickly back away. Like, what? That wasn't me.
$10 years.
I know.
That is so stupid.
Isn't that crazy? You guys, 10 years.
Doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
That's what makes it so silly. So it's like, no, it hasn't been. And yes, it does.
Oh, Awkward, she sold off all my stuff, moved the 826 miles door to door. Best massive life altering decision I ever made. Love that.
That's awesome. Have you made lots of massive life altering decisions?
I haven't. The one I did turned out pretty good, though. Can't
Panda
complain
has
about
children, so I know that there's at least been. I mean, those are massive life altering decisions.
That is true too.
So.
Kids count.
Yeah.
I haven't done that one.
Yeah.
That one I have not done.
Kids count.
Do they have to count?
That one is my wife and I decided we don't want to have kids. We're gonna let them know at dinner.
That was one of the ones he read me last night.
Yeah. We're gonna let them know at dinner. I love that one.
About that. We're gonna
I love
need you to
that
come
one.
in on Saturday. Okay.
Gosh.
That's a good question, Indiana Jones. So, you asked how many big, massive, life-altering decisions you've made, and Panda said I've made a few. But we were talking about after I said children, and Indiana Johnny said kids or decisions. Yes.
With a question mark? Kids or decisions?
No. You've made a few kids, or you've made a few decisions.
Oh, no.
Power Asylum, hello. Afternoon.
Okay.
Stepdaughter is 26 now, was 12 and a half when I moved in. Our adopted daughter's going to be 11 in a few months. Lots of decisions made, exactly. And many more to still be made when you have an 11-year-old. Garth Mullen says the Timberwolf is beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Is that, what is that, an alligator, Jordan? What is it?
It's an alligator human guy.
An alligator. Is he wearing a doctor's coat?
He is,
Oh.
because he was a doctor.
Is he a medical professional?
He is.
Okay.
He's the lizard man.
He is the lizard man.
Who was the nemesis of Spider-Man.
Correct.
And Dr. Octopus, and you see where this is going? The Vulture.
Was Vulture a doctor?
No, the Vulture was just psychotic.
Cool.
Well, so Spider-Man became Spider-Man because he got bit by a spider. What about these other guys?
You know the story already. Bit by an octopus, bit by
really?
a lizard, bit by a vulture.
Seriously?
No,
Oh.
the lizard was, I forget his name was Hank, or I forget, it was one of Peter Parker's professors, and he had lost an arm, and he was working on a serum that would help using lizard DNA to help because they can grow their tails back and stuff. So he thought he'd concoct a serum that would let him grow his arm back, and that it was going to be world. He had all the best altruistic ideas, and then when he took it, it turned him into the lizard. He grew his arm back. He also turned into a supervillain.
And that's this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's this guy.
Gotcha.
Doc Ock was just a crazy scientist that had a neuro-controlled extra set of arms that would allow you to do more. Again, altruistic, but wound up losing his mind.
How many pairs of pants does she really need if she's going to hit a yearly gross for 3 months? Exactly.
Kurt Connors, that's what it was, not Hank. Kurt Connors.
Nick Pye said buying Pro Curl was the best life-altering change I've ever made.
Hey, we like to hear that.
Darth Mullen said that the lime green is a perfect accent. Would not have figured that with the turquoise.
Yeah, right?
I think.
This is not my color scheme. This is Clan Snow Ravens. This is an actual color scheme with my nuanced colors on it. Did you get the question that somebody asked, what are your favorite 10 colors?
I was waiting until we got that. That's coming up. My top 3 favorite colors.
Oh, is it 3? I thought it was 10.
Yeah, top 3 favorite colors.
You guys got to be harder on
I
it.
can't pick 3.
These are for Jen.
Yeah, specifically for me.
I can't wait to hear this.
Grimdark does not care about you two.
Whoa.
Ouch. I want to say maybe, gosh, I don't know. Dark plum, maybe?
Good call.
Yeah. Flapjack raises it to 10.
Top 10 then. Dark plum, probably jade.
Too good. It's too good.
And-
Well, it's like dark jade, jade, light jade. Easy.
And dark hot pink. Maybe. I don't know. Those are my 3 favorite today.
Roadside, we don't have it. Where do you live? What area are you in?
Dr. Curtis.
Ghost Hunter said dark hot pink, Payne's gray, dark jade. Those are good colors too.
Those are good colors too.
Our line is really hard to pick 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the impossible question to ask me what my favorite colors are. It's all of them.
Yeah. Hello, Kruger. He was in fact a geneticist.
Dr. Kurt Connors.
Don Gibson said watching Arcane off of Jordan Jay's recommendation. I think Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I might become a better painter just by watching it. The artwork with light and shadows is like an oh wow moment.
Oh yeah. They're the team that they have over there that's working on that almost said game. That show is like crazy. Such an interesting art style.
Whiskey asked, what would you think would be a good try for the Smoke Jaguars Alpha Galaxy? It is all gray with spots on top. Just the neutral grays would be good. Dark neutral, bright neutral gray.
Oh, tomato, hello.
I use the warm grays on all of the metal bits here, right? This is all our warm gray, dark warm gray, bright neutral gray, and then black wash, flesh wash, bright neutral gray again as the spot highlights. So it gives you this kind of, gunmetal gray for the non-metallic bits. But you can, if you can see that gray, I think that would work too. So this is just dingier, oily. So I use the warm grays because they have a little bit more of a yellower tone to them. Greenish yellow.
Kruger said my favorite color is the eyes of my girlfriend.
Oh.
Is she here?
Then you're lying. Pop Chick is just surprised at the distinct lack of royal purple being listed.
I don't, it's a good color, but I like my purples to be a little more on the red side. I'm drawn to more like dark plum. Royal purple is a little too blue for me.
Royal purple, burgundy, and dark sea bin are great. Again, see, we could name the whole line.
Yeah.
The whole freaking line. I need
Dark purple, bright
pale
jade, dark
yellow.
hot pink. If I was forced to pick, but that feels like I'm cheating on dark sea Ben and Payne's gray. Exactly. Whiskey, we're not gonna click that link. We don't click links on our stream computer, unfortunately, so we can't look at that. You could post it over in our Discord if you're in our Discord, and you can get some input there.
For blacks, we have a really neat, I mean, this is going to be more of a shiny, obviously, Space Marine black, but for doing blacks, doing a little bit of blue transparent in the highlight is a great way to do blacks. It can also give you, you know, if you go brighter, you can get that to move into gray, right? But this is just blacks and grays and white. And then there's a video on YouTube that's called, like, From Ugly to Awesome or something like that. That shows you how to do black like this, and this would work great for mechs.
Well, Tomato, you took a sick day. Hope you're feeling better.
Kruger, what is the smallest miniature you ever painted? Probably like 6mm epic scale infantry, stuff like that. We painted some Flames of War infantry that were done by a company that was doing true scale Flames of War infantry. So they were the anatomical dimensions were correct for being 5 or 6mm tall dudes. That was probably some of the craziest stuff I did because I really tried to get them painted with like shading on faces and stuff like that. That was pretty nuts. We did a command stand that had like a German officer with a Mauser pistol and, you know, a couple of dudes around him, and painted that stand up pretty nicely. That will make you go bonkers. I painted up the whole I painted a ton of epic, but epic's a little different for Warhammer because it generally isn't a lot of flesh. It's a lot of, like, you know, what would be big robots in small form. So, you know, imagine like this guy at 6mm tall is not the biggest challenge in the world. So humans tend to be the biggest challenge at scale, very small. Yeah, true scale in 6mm is nuts. It was. I forget what that company was called, but I found a really good deal. It was like they were going out of business or something, or selling the true scale Flames of War scale stuff super cheap. So I bought a bunch and painted up some, and realized that there's a reason why they do heroic scale for Flames of War. Big chonky little guys.
Roadside Miniatures is outside of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where apparently we don't have any stores. We'll
I don't know how many people we have up in that area.
If Philip was here, he would have more information on that. But
check our store locator, but yeah.
Check at the store locator and give them this. I'm gonna put a link up, or I'm gonna put a command up. Oh, I did it in the wrong one. There we go. There's the link to the store locator. You can type in your zip code or whatever and see if what's close by. And then that email address is what you want to give to the store. Have them contact us and say that they want to carry them. Get them set up.
The way you do it is you walk in and go, you guys like making money?
Yeah, do you like money?
Do I have a deal
Email
for you?
these people. Bud said, I'm amazed how many models I've been able to prime with just one can of black.
Isn't it great,
That's
Bud?
awesome.
500 mil. And enough pressure to actually get the paint out. The big problem with a lot of hobby brands and their spray paint is that the pressure runs out before the paint does. So the tech on our cans is really good. ColorForge does an amazing job with their stuff.
Whiskey just got the entire mega set, and I'm relearning to paint with your stuff. It's a totally different experience, hopefully for the better.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah, love to hear
fantastic.
it.
And it is. I'm glad you're recognizing that, right? It is. It's a different kind of paint for the same painter. But it will cause you to look differently at how you paint miniatures because of what you can do in a lot fewer steps, less fighting with the product because it's paint that's meant to be painted with and not have to be thinned a lot before you do it and mess around on the palette and all that kind of crap.
Asylum said jade, transparent white, and transparent green makes probably my favorite variant of bluish green that I use for my, well, I'm not even going to try that one, Dynasty Necrons.
Necrons. Dynasty
Nihilak.
Necrons.
Yeah, transparent green is a really good color. especially when you put it in with white. The transparent, really cool.
Transparent jade.
Jade color. Kruger said, "Can you make a smoke effect coming out from the guns of the mech?"
A smoke effect coming out with like cotton or something, you could. I typically don't do that kind of stuff on my models, but if I was doing a diorama where that was an integral portion of it, yeah, you can definitely do it.
Papa Chicken said, "When it comes to sticking to the model and creating a good surface for painting with primers, are rattle cans inherently better at that job than airbrush primers?" Same question with varnish.
Yes, because of the heavier solvents, being able to put heavier duty polymers in them, so you're going to get a paint that is sturdier in general. In order to get an acrylic airbrush paint to work that way, you almost get something that's like syrup and hard to clean and gonna fight you the whole time. So rattle cans, especially for final coat varnish, are the only way to go, in my opinion. If you're looking for protective coats, our varnishes are meant as finish coats, which means, you know, if you want to matte or gloss the surface down, you would use the airbrush varnish, but they're no different than another layer of paint as far as protection goes.
Yeah, the cotton for the fog on your last challenge mini panic bomb was awesome. Another color question from Whiskey. Do you know of a trick to get Pyro Red to be a tick less orange and more of a simple red? Be a wash or a glaze, trying to get the same color as the old Vallejo model color, flat red.
It's a single pigment red, so you'd have to mix something into it, but I don't know I don't know the flat red. The flat red, I feel like, would be better to get to by maybe mixing Pyrrole and burnt red together. But that'll be darker. If you're looking for like a fire engine red, you can mix the Pyro red with transparent red.
That would have been my recommendation. Might be closer to what they're looking for, perhaps.
Kruger said, "Are you going to make the mech rusty?"
Rusty? I'm going to do some battle damage on him once I get all this done.
Whiskey, the transparents are not in the mega set. They're a separate set.
Yes.
The mega set came with the base set, expansions 1, 3, and 4,
The metallics
and then the washes.
too, right?
The transparent set is expansion 2.
It also has the metallics in it.
Oh, yeah, metallics too. Sorry. Which, you already have the metallics. The transparents work really well with those two.
Oh, they're so good. The metallics.
Grimdark Jason was wearing readers. I wear readers when I paint. Young.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
I'm like 12. My eyes work
He
good.
has young eyes. But no, we don't do any of like the goggles with the magnifying or the lamps or anything like that. Just straight up readers.
I can't use the magnifiers, and these are like 1.2.
Yeah, he's got really low magnification. Size are better than mine. I use like 2.5 or something. No Raven colors give Panic Bomb a tropical feel. Tropical feel. Grimdark, do you wear glasses normally? Do you wear reading glasses when you read? Last night at dinner was the first time I was like, oh, I wish I had some glasses because that menu was so small.
Well, and the lighting
And
sucks
the lighting
there.
is really bad.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
text, it wasn't even so much the text, it's that the lighting was small, and the text in a lot of cases was just like bad.
Yeah, it was like really put it together.
Shame
I
on
kind of
them
knew
with
what I
that
wanted
menu.
anyway, so. Glad you're in the 2.5 club. High five. Yeah, I think if you wear glasses normally, then maybe the magnifier would work better because obviously you're not going to put readers on over your normal glasses. Is that the Pro Curl turquoise on the Timberwolf?
As the edge highlight, yes. It is dark jade, jade, and bright jade for the body color. And then the edge highlighting right now is only up to turquoise. And then I'll go brighter into white blue when I'm done because I'm really liking the brighter highlights against the metal.
Did you paint all of this on stream? Yes,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
paint off stream anymore. Okay. Yeah, so it's everything that he's done so far has been on stream.
Yeah, over the course of the last, I don't know, half week or so, week.
Yeah. Last week, did you start it?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
so. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, definitely.
Today's Wednesday. Yeah, it's not one that he picked up, after months of not working on it. So you'll be able to see the whole process.
Yeah, we've done this from Prime to here, all on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Darth Mullen said one of my favorite recipes for rich wood is dark brown, mahogany, yellow brown, and then hit it with transparent brown. Makes the wood look so yummy you want to eat it up, but you won't because it's paint and not food.
There you go. A++.
I'm into you doing you, but they yell at me, so.
I added that last part, but that's a little editorial.
Don't
I
eat
feel
the
like I'm
pages.
relearning colors by their actual names instead of the GW names. That's what we're all about. What kind of
Wizard's butt.
What the heck
Wizard's
even is
butt.
Wizard's butt anyway?
That's our running joke around here.
Yeah. Kyra, anytime you've tried magnification for painting, it completely kills your depth perception. It is strange. If you paint for a really long time with readers on and then you take them off, or I'm sure any kind of magnification, I'm only speaking from my own experience with the readers. But if I have them on for a while and I'm painting and then I take them off, it does take a minute to get my eyes back to normal.
I don't suffer that because mine are so low magnification. I think like 125s or something, like I said. So they're barely doing anything. So when I take them off, it doesn't. But like when I have to look outside of them to see the screen clearly.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's not disorienting for me.
Yeah, no, that's why, you wear them here and you look up. That's why.
Nose
bifocals.
glasses.
Bifocals. John Gibson said, I'll be a better painter because your lessons on light and shadows makes your daily lessons pop in my head watching Arcane.
Awesome.
Nice.
So was that you that earlier that mentioned that Arcane was really having a good effect on your
I think
understanding
so.
of light?
I think
I
so.
saw that comment. I don't know that Jen got to
I
it, but
did read it.
huh?
Yeah, I read that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Grimdark said, can we see your wet palette? Jordan.
Mine?
I don't use one.
Jason doesn't use one, so I assume you.
Right.
Jordan uses a wet palette. Jason uses a dry palette. He uses a piece of glass.
Is this? There it is. Boop. Have you ever painted a reflection like a mirror or water?
I have not, but they have.
I mean, I've probably done something similar. Not quite as
Well, I guess not as reflective as mirror. I'm
specific
thinking
as
of
that.
how you did something where you could see the reflection of the ground and sky maybe. Looks gross, thanks.
I don't know. So here's what palette.
Goblin Bomber, thank you for the Prime sub. And Voltage Fat, so thank you for the sub. Jordan's wet palette makes me feel better about my wet palette, said Flapjack.
I'm not doing anything super crazy.
Here's my palette.
Oh yeah, you're not even using the glass because it's all full.
My glass is so dirty, so I have to use a piece of paper. And I'm on the second side of the piece of paper. So.
Arcane colored shadows and lighting is a great way to learn color theory as well. They do amazing work. Is this an animated show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you not watch it with Jason last time?
Oh.
Look, it's not really the same as a typical
Animation isn't her thing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Last like animated thing that I really watched and enjoyed was probably like Monsters Inc. or something.
Was what?
Monsters Inc.
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I like that movie. That was really
Mike Wazowski!
yeah.
Mike Wazowski.
Vector said, or a vector, not vector, a vector. Once asked an ophthalmologist what sort of magnification I should use and was told, as apparently I'm getting older, to not use the glasses style, but a desk magnifier was better or easier on the eyes.
I've heard that. I've never used one, but we have some lamps here that have magnifying lenses in them that we got for the shop when we had people coming and painting. And I know a lot of them really liked it. A lot of people would ask where we got them and then go buy their own. I can't use them. The magnification is too crazy. It's like, whoa.
Oh, the Jason or Jordan's wet palette makes me feel better about mine. Is said mine gets super messy. Mine also gets super messy.
Yeah. Yep.
That's four. Jason, do you keep your dry palette cold while you're painting? No, he was just using a piece of paper.
Nope. I don't care about any of that. Just put paint on it and paint. We're in Arizona, ain't nothing cold. Inside of your refrigerator is lukewarm.
It's true.
They don't put a lot of they're not wasteful with paint because seriously, the paint that they use, it's not free. Like it still costs money. They do have a supply of it that they can reach for, but they're not wasting it. So it might have looked like the paint was all spread out, but they're really only using like a drop or two at a time. So it's not any different than what you guys would do to conserve paint.
I don't treat the studio paints any differently than I would treat my paints at home.
Exactly. We're conservative around here. We're efficient and
Well, we don't lie when we say that we're just you on the other side of the machines.
Yeah.
We still act and do everything as if we were you guys sitting at home, painting, learning to paint, doing the same things. I hate when I have too big of a blob of paint show up on my palette. It feels really wasteful. People laugh at me. They're like, "Yeah, for free anyway." Like,
no one in this room covered Philip with a bucket of paint. None of us did that.
Also true. We had people on that ad get mad that we
my gosh.
wasted paint. And I'm like, whoa. Give us some credit.
That's movie magic right there.
What we really did, we beat up some aliens and threw alien guts at Philip.
It was also like tempera paint,
Darth Mullen, are you asking a question? Is it supposed to be what is the difference between Nova Orange and regular orange?
I'm assuming that's the question. What is the difference between Nova Orange and regular orange?
The Nova Orange is more of a peachy orange.
Yep.
Nova Orange could almost be classified as a flesh tone.
Yeah, it's really close.
So
I'm not sure that's accurate. Yeah, the one where Philip got greened. Yep, it's green. Kingtone sold out. Made it gone.
The plaid paint set. Yeah, we're looking at 2000, what would we say, 80, 83, 95? I don't know. Talk to Lumberjack Tim. He's the one who set it back by 5 years.
I've had to delete comments off of that ad.
The plaid one?
Yeah, because people are being so stupid.
Which one?
The plaid one.
Oh.
Why would you advertise something you can't do?
It's clearly not trying to make anyone think it's real.
The one guy went off. He was like, capitalist scumbags, lying to make a buck. This is what's wrong with the world. I'm like, what? It's so hard
It
some
is
days,
what's wrong
chat.
with the world.
Some days, chat, it's really hard. Really, really hard.
It's
Hold it together. You're like, are you serious? I always give them a chance just to come back as sarcasm. I answer once and to see what they do. And then they come back like, this is what's wrong with the world. I'm like, whoa.
I do like the one that said, he used some really colorful adjective in front of the word greed.
Dragon. He told us we were a greedy dragon.
Greed.
Dragon-esque greed.
Yes, on the go bag. And then he came back like 6 months later and
I
commented
remember.
again. It's like, I
about
take it back. I bought it. It's real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
I love that.
I know, it's so good. Like, not like to be able to be that humble and come back and be like, hey, you know what? I was wrong.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back and he goes, you know what? I have to admit, I was a naysayer at first.
Yeah.
Then I saw one. And then I got one. And it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. It's hard to get it across with the bag, especially because it just looks like, it's a big thing with some foam in it. Nobody can judge the size. We need to put it next to a normal size human,
Yeah.
So that people can get the idea of this is not a joke, folks. This is the real thing.
There was a version of Jason with really long blonde hair that was parading it around.
Walking in streets of Milan. Whiskey has another question. Do you have any tips on just getting a tiny drop of paint out? I need to squeeze the bottle so hard I get a bigger dollop than I wanted and end up wasting paint.
Yeah, check this out. Watch this. Watch this. Shake the bottle. Do your thing, right? Pop the lid open, right? Like so. Turn it upside down real quick, right? Then go like this, and then look, magic drop of paint. Bingo. Magic. You don't even have to squeeze it out. That's the beauty of our lids, right? Is all you have to do is turn it upside down. The paint won't come out until you do squeeze it. Turn it back up, close the lid, and you get that droplet on the end. Wipe it off on your palette. And now I have this neat, tiny drop of orange.
Whiskey, mine too.
Mine.
I learned
blown.
something new today. I've never really thought about it.
Holy poop.
Too easy.
But I do know that there have been people.
We're going to be shooting
tough to
a
squeeze.
Procurel 101 video that is me going over all of those kind of little aha moments that you can have, right?
I think a lot of us are like,
Yep.
holy poop, I've been doing it wrong.
Yeah,
all
people
the
bitch about the
time."
lid, and I'm like,
Oh,
well,
magic.
let me show you. Then I see all the people like, hey, I got my dropper bottle. Does anybody else know why it fills the lid up with paint? And then I can't, and it cracks, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, Darth Mullen's been around since the OG bottles, and I said my mind is blown.
Darth Mullen, that's awesome. Yeah, super easy to just get a little bit of paint out. That's what I do 9 times out of 10. Unless I know I'm doing a lot of blends and I need to mix a lot on my dry palette, then I put out more paint. But
Procurel, why you are wrong about our lids.
yeah, exactly.
They really are the far superior caps, even without knowing that trick. So that was pretty exciting.
I need.
The bold sense of humor was, yes, the product of a troll. I don't remember which post or comment, but it definitely was created because of someone who needed a hug.
Yes. I think I even told him you need hugs and a bowl. You need a sense of humor here. Let me make you one. And then I immediately went to the website, made the bold sense of humor, went back and linked it to him and never heard from the guy again.
And then 2 people bought it.
And then 2 people bought it and we had to make miniatures for it. So.
Pots are stupid. Regular droppers are a disaster waiting to happen. We all just leveled up, I think. Tone said the robot came out great, Jason. Well done.
Why, thank you.
You should turn that into a mega robot for BattleTech.
Kruger said I got a new airbrush, and inside there are 2 spare needles, 0.3 and 0.5. Which one should I use?
If you're painting models, 0.3. If you're priming, you could use a 0.5, but generally for what we do, a 0.5 is an unnecessary tool. I would use a 0.5 for priming because it allows a lot more paint through the nozzle all at once and can make that coverage when you're priming a lot easier, but it's not necessary. We prime now with a 0.3 because we made our own primers, and our primers go through the airbrush a lot better than everybody else's, so you can use a smaller nozzle. I wouldn't go to a 0.2, although some people have said they have.
Dual Dead, thank you for the follow. Whiskey said I'm jealous that Jason got his 100mm Timberwolf from the Kickstarter already.
Well, about that.
What?
Jason definitely has been waiting some amount of time.
There's still people waiting.
It's crazy. Yeah, Jason definitely did not receive it a long time ago. He's a very recent occasion.
Was this the stuff from that came in like 2 boxes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you backed that Kickstarter way back in the day.
Oh, a tomato. A tomato said at Dragonfall this year, I was sitting next to someone who demonstrated why regular dropper bottles are inferior to the Monument ones. Luckily, I only got a small amount of splash damage on me.
Yep. Yep.
Can we reach out to Catalyst about logistics? Our stuff comes in a couple of days.
I think the latest is that they promised they were going to use Let's Play Games down in Australia, who was our distributor actually, and that got the Australians to back it but a lot of the Australians had asked, "Are you please don't use this other person that you've used in the past because they never ship the stuff," and then I think they rug pulled them and are using the other distributor after saying they weren't to get everybody to back it. I don't know the full details, and that may have changed already because of the backlash, but that's the way it was when I was looking. I was like, that's not great.
Wait, what, Tomato? That's real?
What?
That story about someone demonstrating why dropper bottles are better than ours?
Oh, I believe that.
And it really, like, was it like super messy? That's amazing. I mean, it's not, but
I mean,
like, I'm picturing this in my head, and I'm making it probably much more than it was. I'm just imagining someone like, yeah, let me just show you, and then they squeeze and squeeze, and it's clogged, and they keep squeezing.
Yep.
And have the explosion.
I mean, just imagine torpedoing the top of a lid off of a bottle. That's exactly what happens. And torpedoing is a pretty good explanation for it, because it literally shoots off the top of the bottle. And a lot of times
I know that people complain about our top because they don't understand it. But no, I didn't. I thought maybe Wad Tomato was everywhere. Wasn't an illustration.
Oh, that's what I had heard when he was saying it, is that he was like, I didn't feel like somebody had stood up and said, let me show you. I felt like somebody like did something and everybody was like, well, let me tell you. This is why these are better.
It wasn't.
I think somebody exploded a bottle next to them.
Better. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Unintentional sales pitch.
Yeah.
Fire Asylum said the only time I've had a paint explosion from Monument was when I forgot to screw it back down and
Yep.
shook it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I've done that too.
I've done that too.
Definitely like a rite of passage for new painters.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a couple times where I've left the studio in a hurry after stream, and there was a bottle open on the desk, and of course come back the next day and want to pick up where I left off and start painting with that color, and go to shake it again, and it's like painting across the monitors or my shoulder. I have a shirt that has paint up at the shoulder.
Defresh said, for some reason, my transparent brown always acts like a volcano when I open it, even after I've equalized the pressure in the bottle. Any suggestions? Can you take the inside ring out? Is that
You
better?
can, yeah. You can take the inside O-ring out, assuming you
It's
use it a
too
lot.
sealed? Only bottle that does that. Interesting.
That's crazy because it's very low viscosity, so it shouldn't be affected as much as the other paints. Take the top off and clean the top out. There may be a so you can do this with our paints. You can take this section off, the twist part off, just twist it all the way up, then grab it down here by the base, like so, and just give it a pop, like that. And then you can get to this part, which is where the paint comes out, and make sure that little pyramid, it has 3 holes in it on each of the sides of the pyramid. Make sure that's cleared out, like you see that bubble burst there. It has those holes on all 3 sides. Make sure that's cleared out, that there's no like dried paint. Maybe you left the bottle open for a while and there could be dried paint in there. That could cause it to not equalize and keep paint up at the top. But that's super rare.
Yeah, smack the crap out of it on the desk before you close it, Malev style. I don't think we have those right now.
We don't have those stickers right now, I don't
Not
think.
right now. Definitely demons in the bottle. Kruger said, have you ever used an airbrush which paint container is located at the bottom side of the airbrush?
Siphon airbrush?
If yes, what is the actual difference and which one is better?
Where it comes out the side draft?
Bottom side.
There's top, side, bottom. That's all there is.
And then you're talking about bottom, which would be a siphon.
Top and side are both gravity fed, but the side one is inferior because the paint will actually dry in the little tube that goes horizontally to the airbrush. So those are horrible. I would not use those for acrylics. Those are really made for inks. And the reason they made them is so that you can stare down the length of the barrel and see what you're painting, and the cup is off to the side, as opposed to being right in the way. And they're horrible. I would not use those ever. We've brought them on stream back in the day to show people how bad they were because of that side tube you have to constantly clean. Siphon airbrushes are really good for low viscosity and high volume work. I don't tend to use them for us, but I know a lot of people that will buy them because they're less expensive airbrushes, and they're great for doing terrain, where you want to thin down a lot of paint, put it in a bigger cup, screw it on from the bottom, spray a ton of color. But for what we do, we always use the top cup.
Candace said that our paint lids are perfect little barometers, that I always know when it's going to rain because the first bottle I open will burp up paint.
Yep. Yep.
But so the opposite might work too. If you know it's going to rain, gotta burp the paint.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not a fan of siphon or side filled airbrushes. They don't work very well.
You guys like the siphons with thicker paints and larger volumes like auto body work.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. They're made for different things. HPLV guns. Well, mine is a gravity fed. A lot of people will use a gravity fed just because you get all of the paint. The siphon one will always leave paint in it that you have to then remix and waste or pour back into something else. So a gravity fed with a cup on top, always your best bet. You get all the material, except what maybe dries around the cup. The siphon's going to leave material and not be as efficient, but it is great for large volumes. I mean, you just put a big straw in there and force a lot of air out. Same thing, bigger guns. It's called high pressure, low volume painting for cars. So yeah, definitely for those. But for models, no, I wouldn't use them unless it's just something that's in your budget. They can still work well. You're just going to have to learn you're going to have to spend a lot more time learning how to paint them. Now do my joints hurt more than usual? Is it cloudy? Is my dog barking oddly? Yeah, I'm liking the way that my off-white turned out with the yellow. I didn't go to pure yellow. I didn't go to pure white. I'm getting yellowish white, and I think that works pretty well. I used ivory, bright ivory, to highlight the off-white that I did, and that worked really well. And then on the yellow, I used pale yellow. And I'm thinking about doing a pass on the yellow with transparent yellow over all of it, to get it to be a little less green, but I'm not mad at it.
I like it so far.
the way it is.
Looking good.
It pulled it away from the orange, right? Because
Yeah.
normally for a yellow, I would have used an orange base, but now the orange lens on the cockpit really stands out against the jade and the off-white. And the off-white being made with the same green as the yellow pulls those together, so it's kind of fun. Kind of fun. You use large gravity fed for the boats? Yeah, gravity fed's always the best. Look, being a human barometer is not fun. For me, it's my toes. But in Arizona, that's not the case. Everything out east and in Colorado, my two big toes, I have arthritis in my two big toes from hockey, and they'll hurt when the weather's about to do a big change. You'll try this kind of airbrush for your 1.9 meter Jinx, your 1-to-1 Jinx figure? Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Like an auto gun would be the best thing for you. Except they don't do like detail spraying, they do coverage spray, and you can get nozzles, like a lot more nozzles that will do different cones of spray. Generally in automotive, you use what's called a fan spray. It does like a fan like this. It's a spray that when you look at it sideways comes out of the nozzle, turns into a big fan shape, and paints in a vertical line that you do like this with, so you get a lot of coverage with your swipes. The word of Blake is blasphemy. Nick Pie, is that a waffle?
Waffle?
With the symbol pi on it? It looks like a waffle. That's not a pie. Oh, no, I think it is a pie with the symbol pi on it. And a bunch of numbers are on the outside. It's got that waffle pie crust.
What are you looking at?
His little avatar. It's a pie crust. Like the top of the pie crust has the waffle, like the crust strips made into the waffle pattern.
Oh, yes. With the pie on it.
Now I want pie.
I mean, that seems like a solvable problem. We might even actually be close enough to the time of year where you can just get pies at Safeway all the time.
You just get pie at Safeway all the time.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
Is there just a time of year where Safeway's like, okay, guys, pie?
I mean, Thanksgiving? 100%. They have pies there all the time.
And it's like pumpkin.
No, but you can get like apple pie.
I was going to say Costco has pies. Are they any good? Are the Kirkland pies any good? Costco's usually pretty good. They have good bagels.
They do. But they...
Kyra says, yes, they are good. Okay, all right.
They get stale quick,
says, Nick says, if anybody knows, it's Nick Pie. Whiskey said, okay, everybody's voting for Costco pies.
You're going to go to Costco
so we need to go get a Costco pie. Well, I'm going to tell Jen, you know what would be good? A Costco pie. And then she'll go get one. When she goes to Costco.
Oh, okay.
Not, she won't just go out.
It's like...
Although there have been nights where we've been sitting around and I've been like, you know what I want? I want cake and milk. And we'll go to the grocery store and get like cake and milk and some other thing and go home and have...
That sounds great.
They're also cheap for the size. I mean, all of Costco is very well valued, I think.
Yes.
Very well valued. So Costco and Monument share a lot in common. That we make very high quality stuff at a very good value.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Except we don't have to have an exclusive membership at Monument.
We also don't sell a ton of other people's products.
That's also true.
Yeah.
And we also are not $1 billion a year company. So.
Hey, we're on our way, Jason. We're on our way.
Are there grocery stores that don't have pies year round? That was my question. Key lime pie all year round in Florida. Key lime can be great, but key lime is a pie where I can't really finish I have to do a really thin slice of key lime pie to say I finished a whole slice.
Yeah, I really like the little like petite
tart,
slices that
so
they do.
tart that it's like it burns your taste buds out.
Like when they make the key lime pie. Oh, that's the wrong way. When they make the key lime pies that are like, I don't know, this big, and they give you like a quarter of it or a slice of it, and you're like, that's a pretty good slice of key lime pie.
Yeah.
And that's all I would ever eat. I would just have one little slice.
Source asks, when is the matte varnish for airbrush? Imminent.
Hashtag soon.
Imminent.
Hashtag
We should be able to be filling it in the next week or two. It may see the site by Black Friday, but I don't know.
Ooh, dang.
We'll see. We'll see.
Sorry.
It will definitely be before the end of the year, so long as it passes our final QA test. We always do final QA testing on stuff when we get the first batch in for production. That's what happened the last time. We QA'd it. It was all great until we got the production batch. Unfortunately, we made all the production batch, and then we found out it was bad, so we threw away way too much paint.
I'm going to hop into a sauna and test it this next time.
Yeah, this one is we're gonna run one bucket and then do all the QA testing on it before we produce the rest. So you might see like, you know, there might be like 1,000 bottles on the website available for sale, and then there'll be all the rest. So we'll let you guys know first. You'll have first stab at it once it gets passed through QA, but it'll have to get produced in batches at that point. Does the matte varnish do a decent job of protecting the paint as opposed to just having the paint with no clear on it? Yeah, it's another layer of paint. So our acrylic varnishes, both our gloss and our matte, are really just the same as putting another layer of paint on. So they're as protective as another layer of paint. So all of it will wear through. A lacquer or a spray like our matte varnish in our sprays, there's got to be one up here, right?
It's the back corner one on the left side.
This
That one, yeah.
So you've got our clear matte varnish, right? This stuff is phenomenal. This is a protective coat. So not only will this dull and blend all your colors back down if you're using satin stuff, but it gives you a protective coat because it's a heavier solvent, right? It's able to be sturdier than any acrylic will be. So if you're looking for ways to protect your paint job, then I would do the spray at the end. But yeah, the other ones work good at adding another layer of paint protection, but they're not built for being like a hard coat. You produce paints only for miniature painting, asked Kruger. Do you consider to start making paints for car tuning? Explain. The word tuning is lost on me, Kruger. Because all of our paints can be used for everything like RC bodies, car models, plane models, anything. Acrylic is great for painting just about anything. The matte finish of our paints may not be as wanted by people that are painting like car models and stuff, right? Gloss varnish will protect more just from not being as abrasive. It has a smoother surface, so yeah, it won't grab as much, but it's not what you don't want to gloss varnish all your models. You could gloss varnish your model for a protective coat and then matte it back down and have that added, but now you're putting a lot of material on your model, so you got to be careful. Car tuning is painting cool stuff on your car to look great. Acrylics have really good light fastness and UV protection when used on stuff like that. As long as you clear coat them really well, then yes, you can do all sorts of really crazy stuff. I've painted motorcycle tanks, not with Pro Acryl, because I haven't done that since we made the paint, but I've used acrylic paints to run through airbrushes to do painting on like motorcycle tanks and things like that. As long as you use a really good like 2K clear, something like that that's a heavy-duty multi-layer clear on top of it once it's all cured, then you're fine. In most cases, the clear will yellow before the paint will change. So yeah, you could do all sorts of stuff, but you do need to protect it. You can't just lay it down like an enamel on top of a car, like pinstripe enamel, and just walk away after that. It doesn't have a clear built into it. Goopster, yeah, I know. Yeah, you definitely get plus 50 by horsepower from Pro Acryl. Only if you use red. Old Pyro red makes things go faster.
Bold pyro horsepower. Vroom vroom. Beep boop. Robots.
Beep boop.
Beep boop.
The randomness of beep boop. Robots.
Robots.
I painted choppers. I built them. Stick around here long enough, I'll show pictures of them probably. Every now and then we bust out old pictures. If you Google my name, Jason Crazed Motorcycles, you'll find a lot of them. Most of my bikes, I think all but one of my bikes that I built went into magazines, but some of those magazines were never on the internet, so you won't see them all. But
on the internet, though.
Everything's
on the internet now. Someone scanned it.
Maybe. Yeah, all pre-1970 Harley Davidsons, old bikes, old stripped down, narrow, lane splitting.
Hey, Vector,
nuisance bikes.
If use the email address as well. If you've got a store that's closer to you and they don't carry Pro Acryl, give them that email address. Tell them to get in touch with us. so
100%.
that you don't have to drive 45 minutes.
Phil and the sales team will make sure you don't have to drive that far.
Yep.
It's a great thing for everybody. They make money, you get paint, we sell paint. Fantastic. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. As always, if you're new around here, please hit that follow button. We'd love to see you back. We stream Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix. Set your clocks, and then change them every 6 months.
Yeah. We don't have to do that, though. That's great.
And, yeah, check the show. Check all the links that Jen put up in the chat there. We've got the link to the store where you can buy all of the wonderful Pro Curl products and Pro Series brushes you've seen Jordan and I using on stream, as well as all sorts of other lovely hobby products. That's what supports us doing what we do here. We love being able to stream with you guys and gals every day. Hopefully you learned a little something. Maybe got a bad joke to go tell the family at dinner. Who knows? But we'd love to see you back here, hang out. Also, check out the Discord that was in those links. We have a community of over 5,000 amazing artists just like yourselves now. We will be planning a stream coming up in the next week to 10 days with some giveaways for hitting the magical 5,000 member mark on the Discord. Thank you so much.
Yep.
We'd love to see you over there. Also, the YouTube link is up there so you can check out past streams. All these streams are broadcast live to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and then archived on YouTube under the live tab. So you can go back and watch stuff if you want to see how I've painted this or Jordan's work. You can go back and see on a daily how we build it up and have good conversations available to you at any time. All right, so stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid. Show the love that you show us over there as well. And we will see you back here tomorrow.
Beep boop.
Bye, everyone.
Beep boop. No, bye.